Hi everyone, today I am going to show you how to do this beautiful, natural, glowy makeup. This is perfect for mature skins, and if you can nail it, it is an anti-aging makeup that you need to know how to do. Keep watching. Hi, I'm Sheena and welcome to the Beauty Protocole. This is a channel created especially for women over 50 where I share effective beauty and lifestyle tips in order to make sure that you feel and look your very best. And if you like the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell so that you're alerted every time I share a new video. Okay, so here I am with absolutely no makeup on at all, and I'm going to be showing you this simple, uncomplicated makeup that anybody can do using products that I have bought and have used extensively and that I absolutely love. Now, just before we dive into applying makeup, I just want to quickly cover off about skin health. For your makeup to look super fantastic, it is about having a healthy skin. Now, I've done a video or two videos covering off 4 must-have proven skincare products that will work if you are concerned about fine lines, wrinkles, pigmentation, having a dull skin, or generally just wanting a more glowy, healthy skin. You should be adding these as part of your mature skincare routine, and I have added the links to these videos in the description for you. But now let's have some fun and start applying some makeup. Right, so my skin is prepped, including using a sunscreen, a specific sunscreen. The only difference with this particular product is that I haven't used a primer, which I don't need to with this product or prefer not to. It is a CC cream from IT Cosmetics, and it really does give a flawless, radiant, hydrating finish to the skin. It is pretty seamless really for any skin type, regardless of whether you are dry or normal, or like me, I have a combination skin where I'm quite oily down my T-zone and I get dry on my cheek area. This doesn't crack, it covers well, it is easy to apply, and I apply this particular product using my fingers rather than a sponge. So let's get some product on the skin. So I've squeezed a small amount of product on the back of my hand, and I am just going to start applying that to my face. And I do need a mirror because, you know what, at my age I actually really can't see without a magnifying mirror. So we're just going to get that rubbed in to the skin. Look at that. Now I'm covering up quite a bit of redness because this room is very hot, and that has taken very little, if you can see that already. And let's just get some on the other side of my face there. Now this coverage is just one pump. That is how far the product actually goes. I just need a little bit more because I do want to take that up onto my forehead. The only place I haven't taken this is actually under my eye area, and I haven't done my lids yet, and I'm going to cover that off shortly because these areas need particular attention. So I'll just quickly apply it to my forehead as well, and then I am done. So as you can see, this product gives a beautiful, radiant finish to the skin. So it is amazing if you have dull skin. Now my skin is naturally quite shiny, so I'm going to powder this shortly to control where I want the radiance on my skin and also to set it. But there's one thing I just want to cover off about foundations and moisturizers in general that have an SPF in them, or a sunscreen in them. This product has an SPF of 50, which is fantastic, and I adore this product. But whether your moisturizer or foundation has a sunscreen in, they do not replace the normal sunscreen. It is not the primary function of a foundation or a moisturizer to protect your skin like a sunscreen will. I have a bit of a snitcher about it because I want you to protect your skin properly, so please use a sunscreen as well. Now, I didn't take the CC cream underneath my eye area for a good reason. I prefer to use eye specific products in this area. I don't like to layer a lot of product there because it can end up just looking like a disaster. It is a very delicate area and less is definitely more there. So I use eye specific products underneath. I haven't also just taken anything across my lids yet because I just want you to see that the lid area as we get older can start to look quite pink or blue. I think mine are probably a combination. So I will take a little bit of the CC cream just across this lid area because evening that out can make a big difference to how fantastic your makeup looks. So I'll just quickly do that now and get that area all nicely covered. So next, under the eye area, I'm using a Charlotte Tilbury product, which is this product here. And it is a product designed to revive the complexion underneath here, brighten the appearance of your under eye area. This is quite, I guess, orangey. I love this product. And it's really, really easy just to apply with your finger, and I'm just going to pat that in. It is super, super easy, as I say, to apply, and that just, just kind of blends in. And I also actually have a couple of blue veins that run down the side of my eyebrows or outside there, and I quite like to put this product on that area too because they are neutralizing, the product's neutralizing because it's got an orangey tone, which is really good if you have got any areas that are blue or if you are dark under this eye area. Fantastic. The next product is a cult product, which I'm sure you have heard of, which is called Touche Eclat. Touche Eclat is a fabulous product. It is not a concealer, it is a light reflecting product, but it's very subtle, and this is the product here if you're not familiar with it. Now I use this under my eye area and a few other places which I will show you now, and again, if you have dark circles, this is fantastic to brighten that area and reflect some light. Alright, and I'm just going to blend that in with my finger. The next step is really important, and that is using a loose powder, especially if you have a oily skin, and also like me, which I have an oily T-zone, if you have a really shiny skin. But the other thing about using a loose powder is that it sets your foundation or your coverage in place, and it just stops it moving or creasing. Now with this particular product, the CC cream that we've already applied or I've already applied, it doesn't really move that much, but in particular areas like under the eyes or on the lids or maybe around the mouth, there can be some movement because they're very mobile parts of your face and you just don't want those creasing. Now I'm also going to apply this using two methods, which I'll show you in a moment. The product I'm using is a Fenty product. I've already taken the lid off and you can see that there. Now this gives a very natural finish, so it's not cakey at all. Now I've got a sponge here which is barely damp, it's a makeup sponge, and I'm going to use that on areas of my face that are really prone to a lot of shine or a lot of movement and potentially creasing, which is what of course I definitely don't want. So that is going to be my chin area as far as shine, around the side of my mouth here, which particularly here I get creasing with foundation, my little cheeks, the centre of my forehead, and also down my nose area. And you can see that that has already controlled that real shine I had going on. Now this will settle into the CC cream that I've used, the foundation for want of a better way of putting it, and my natural glow will come through this, but I've just applied it so it will look a little bit dull. For the rest of my face, I'm going to just use a big brush to dust it over, which I have got here, and that is just going to be dusted across the rest of my face. And not to forget under the eye area. Before I put any powder there at all, I will check that there are no creases of makeup already. So I will just get a little cotton tip and just check under this eye area here, just wipe off any excess product that's there. And that is really important. I have got this great little brush here. I love this brush, and I have just got a little bit of powder on the end of it, and I'm just going to tap any excess off and apply that just under here. Just a small amount. And then don't forget the lids. Again, just check, and I don't know whether you can see there, but I already have a crease on my lid from the movement of the CC cream. So I'm going to just use that cotton tip there just to take off any excess, and again just apply a little bit of loose powder. In fact, I'm just going to press that in there. Okay, we are ready to apply just a little bit of eye makeup, which will give some definition and shape, warmth to the face as well. And I am going to, you don't have to, but I quite like to use a very neutral eyeshadow just on my lid area. This is a Too Faced palette, and again I have got all these products listed below for you, and I'm just going to use the because I want to keep it warm, I'm going to use the light lace teddy, it is called, just on my lid area there, and that just gives it a little bit more coverage. And by pressing that in, just also make sure that I'm not going to get any movement on my lids, even though I have already applied some loose powder there. Very simple, just slap that on. You don't need to worry about it, it's easy. Next, I am using a bronzer for my eyeshadow. And this is new, I love this product, it is from Charlotte Tilbury, and that's the product there, again listed below for your reference. This is fabulous, it is a beautiful warm tone. I have got colour medium, I believe, colour 2, and it is matte. So this is perfect because we don't necessarily want to have a lot of shine up on our mature eye area. I've just got this brush here. Now I have got hooded eyes, and if you're not sure what those are, hooded lids are when you look straight into a mirror and you can't see any of this part of your lid at all. So if I look straight ahead, you should be able to only see this part here, which is actually quite prominent on me, quite heavy. So by using a medium colour, I will give some shape here and push that away, which is a bit yucky on me. So using this bronzer, it is so easy, and for hooded eyed people, anybody with a droopy lid, the idea is when you apply your makeup, your eye makeup, eyeshadow, you look straight ahead. Because if I was looking down into a mirror, I'm going to end up applying in this area here, which when I open my eye, you won't be able to see. So importantly, you do it looking straight ahead, which means it's applied actually quite high. And it's a really just simple movement like this, and you apply up and out. Having done that, and don't worry if it has gone a little bit astray, we will tidy that up shortly. I'm also going to take a little bit of the bronzer underneath my lower lid, and that just helps to give a little bit of definition under there. Even though this is a natural makeup, I really like just to give a little bit of shape and definition in this area here. The other thing too to remember, if you have a hooded eye, there's an area here that is often quite difficult to get your shadow into, your colour into. So take a small brush like this and just poke that into that area to help join what you've done along the top to the bottom. Alright, that's easy and done. Next I am going to apply some liner to the top lid using a powder and a fine brush. So to line my top lids, the easiest method is to use a powder, and I use a Laura Mercier powder, which is specifically designed to use along your top lid line, and you can even use it underneath the lids, and it is dermatologist and ophthalmologist tested, so it should not irritate your eyes, and great for contact lens wearers, which I am a contact lens wearer, so really important for me. The reason I love using a powder is A, it is easy to apply, and B, it doesn't move, so it's not going to smudge or transfer during the day. And again, if you are worried about smudgy eyes, or you live in a hot, humid area, there's nothing worse than having your eyeliner smudging and moving on your face or under your eyes during the day. Now, I've got a brush which is designed specifically for this product. Again, all the products are listed below for you, so don't worry too much about it. You can look at those later. And the idea is that you just poke the product gently right along the top of your lash line. Now, I'm not going to do underneath today because this is a natural look. What I mean is I'm not going to do underneath the top lash line, and you can see the difference that makes. So it's quite subtle, but it really does help to add some beautiful definition to the top eyelid, and it's particularly good if you have hooded eyes like I do. Before applying my mascara, I always like to do my eyebrows, and again, I just can't emphasize enough how important it is to get your eyebrows right. Now, I had plucked, I guess at some stage, my eyebrows almost to oblivion, so I ended up getting my eyebrows microbladed, which was one of the best things I had done, because trying to draw those suckers on was a nightmare every morning, and they never looked the same twice. It was hard to get both looking even. Sometimes they were thick, thin, it was just a nightmare, and it was a big time waster actually. So I've had them microbladed, but still I like to just warm that colour up a little bit using a eyebrow pencil. I use an Anastasia Beverly Hills product, and it's got a nice fine tip on it. It's quite light, which I quite like, of course, especially for during the day. So I'm just going to fill in areas that look a little bit light, just with quick soft strokes, in order to make that eyebrow look a little bit more defined. I like to brush my eyebrows after I've applied pencil because it just kind of, I don't know, makes it look more natural. And I also like to use I guess you call it a eyebrow mascara, because my hairs on my eyebrow, what's left of them, are quite light. So also by applying this product, which is now in my hair, it helps to give a nice 3D effect to my eyebrows. Alright, we are almost there with the eye makeup, which as you can see is very simple because you barely use any product. Now, importantly, the eyelashes. Please, if you don't have one, invest in an eyelash curler. It really helps to, of course, curl the lashes, which means the eyes will be beautifully opened. So I will just quickly curl and give those a little bit of a squeeze there and apply some mascara, and I will give my lashes a couple of coats and take the mascara right to the root of your lashes for maximum effect. Now I haven't got any mascara underneath my eyes at the moment, so I will put a little bit of that on. I run hot and cold on mascara on my lower lashes. It can look a little bit dolly-eyed for my liking, but it might be something that you quite like, so I will just pop that on and you can see the effect. Just before we finish the eye area, something very important. First of all, just check again that there are no creases underneath your eye area. So again, just get your mirror, take a cotton bud and just make sure that is smooth. And next, I love to apply another layer of the Touche Eclat, and this really brightens this area up. Also, what I do is I sweep it up because that is the area that I want to keep up and lifted, because I want my eyes to look open, up and lifted. I'm just going to do that on the other side so you can see. And because this is a beautiful fine product, there is not much fear of overdoing it. Now clearly I can't leave that like that, so I have got my sponge and I am just going to blend that in so that there are no hard lines. But that should give me a lovely lift under that eye area and at the side of my eyes there. And lastly, I am going to set that final layer with a wonderful product which is also from Laura Mercier. I'm looking for a brush which I have just found, and it's called Secret Brightening Powder. Again, I've got this fabulous brush that I love. Now this helps to make sure that that is beautifully set and that you will not get any transfer from other products. So you won't get smudging from above, from your eyelashes, and your other products won't run. And it is light reflecting, and that just gives a beautiful finish underneath the eye area. Just before I start with the bronzer, I have got my big powder brush just to give my face a dust over to make sure that if I have any residual powder left on my face from its application, that is dusted off. Now I never skip using a bronzer. I love it because it really warms my complexion. My complexion can look quite sallow, and I like to use a matte bronzer. It is the same one I used on my eyes, which is the Charlotte Tilbury one here in colour 2. Now a bronzer helps to darken the skin and also give it a lovely sun-kissed look. You can use it to contour if you would like, if you want a more dramatic look, but this is just for during the day. We're talking about a natural look here, so I'm not going to go crazy, and I'm going to use it on my forehead, around my cheek area here, and also under my jawline, which as I'm getting older is looking, I guess, sadder and sadder. So we will just start around the area here. I don't have a big forehead, so even though this is not a contour, I don't in this instance tend to take a lot too far down, and then I'm just going to go more or less under my cheeks here. And again, please be careful not to take that too close to your nose because you will make your face look hollow. I'm using for blusher a Tarte product, which is a really soft peachy colour, and I'm using a very soft brush as well because I don't want to get too much blusher on my brush. The idea is with blusher that you apply it just across the top of your cheekbones there, and don't bring it any further in than 2 finger widths. You can see that blusher has added a nice warmth to my skin, and I am also going to add some highlighter. Now, highlighter is amazing for mature skin, and I am going to use a Charlotte Tilbury product, this one here. This is great if you really want to get that extra radiance going. I have put a little bit on the back of my hand, and I'm only going to apply that across the top of my cheek here, and a little bit on the other side. You can see from the highlighter it does give you a really nice youthful glow, and I'm going to pop on my lip liner now because that is a must. It is a Charlotte Tilbury product again called Lip Cheat. Look, using a lip liner when you have mature lips is really important for definition. Our lips get thinner as we get older, and it does help you to cheat a little bit if you want to make the lips look a little fuller. I start at the bottom, just lining slightly underneath the centre part of my lips. And I do the same on the Cupid's bow. Then what I'm going to do is just join the outside edges of those lines to the corner, but not taking these lines outside of my lip line. So you can see just using a lip pencil can create a lot of extra volume in the lips. I am going to now use a Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. The reason I love this is because I do like neutral lipsticks, but I have really dry lips and I like to use a creamy lipstick, and getting a creamy lipstick that lasts and really treats my lips is important. So there you go, a beautiful, natural, glowing, flawless makeup that is easy. Believe me, if you can nail this makeup, it is really anti-aging. So if you've enjoyed this video and found it useful, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so that you're alerted every time I share a new video on effective beauty and lifestyle tips for us ladies who are over 50. If this video is useful for any friends, please share it. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.